everyone. Welcome to Dear Q Talks. I am your host, Q.
And I'm Blair.
Oh, yeah, you guys. I have a co-host.
Yes, I'm Blair Thompson. What's up, y'all?
Hey.
We're about to have a good old time.
All right, so Blair, tell the world about you. Tell us what the world, well, especially for my New Yorkers.
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for listening and tuning in. We love you guys. We hope you're having an amazing day. Okay, it is, well, it's a work day here. So you got to, make sure you're getting your money, be motivated.
By the way, with you saying getting your money is Friday, so which is a good day.
Yeah, right. Usually, Fridays are usually paydays too. So it's like, especially if you're getting paid, you should be extra happy today. Oh. A little bit about myself. I'm an entertainment host out here in LA. I also do a little bit of PR work, and that's pretty much it. Just out here grinding.
Like we always do.
Grinding and working.
I feel like that's what everybody's doing in LA. There's just, you're either that
everyone's
or
grinding.
You're living on the street.
Yeah, or you're lazy and you're not doing anything. But usually you have your main grind, and then you have your side grind.
And then you have your 3 other hobbies.
Exactly.
All right, so Blair, tell us what this week's lesson was.
Today's lesson is to be mindful of conflict. Now, Q, has there been a situation where there was conflict and there was like a power struggle that you were dealing with?
I'm actually happy this was the topic for this week because this weekend was a crazy weekend.
What happened?
Oh my goodness. Like, first thing first, I haven't been out in a very long time because I didn't want to go out. I wanted to get me situated. I wanted to get my life together.
Yeah.
So I have my friend Jada. She's like, hey girl, you want to go out this weekend? Let's relieve some stress. Why not? Okay, whatever. First we decide, let's have dinner. So we go to a rooftop. We get there, we find seating, finally find somewhere to sit, and then some Ethiopian guy and I guess his girlfriend or roommate comes up to us, and they're like, why are you guys sitting so far away? Come sit with us. Come on, come have a seat with us. So we're like,
so you didn't know them?
No.
Okay.
Don't know them.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so we're like, okay. Jada, of course, the New Yorker that she is skeptical, like, no, we're okay. But of course, me.
Yeah, just be like, hey.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, sure.
How's it going?
Right? I was like, oh, more black people, whatever. Come on, cool. So we sit down, whatever night goes on, we get a drink, we're talking, we're having fun. We're a little concerned because we're not sure if they're swingers and they're just trying to, because it's a guy and a girl and they keep speaking in their language and then after they'll turn to us.
Wait. I hate when people do that. They were speaking a different language while you guys were there.
Yeah.
So why are you inviting me over if you're going to talk shit about me, bro?
So that's what I was concerned about. Exactly. So I wasn't sure if they were talking shit or if they were like, trying to swing or something, or we weren't sure. So Jada and I just sat close to each other and we left space between us for them to sit over there. So we're like, okay.
Deal.
Right?
I can't deal with that.
No, right? So
I would have already left. You're better than me. I would have been like, bye, girl.
You see, that's what Jada's like, so we're just gonna go, and then I'm over here like,
you're the person that waits for shit to happen. Me, I'm just like, nah, I'm gone.
That's what I told Jada. I was like, let's just play it out. Let's see what happens. And she's like, girl. I'm over here like, let's just see what happens.
So what happened? Tell me what happened. I can't even imagine what happened.
As the night proceeds, him and the girl were having some conversation. Then they start talking about African American hair versus Caucasian hair. This man had the nerve to stand up with 3 women that of African American culture.
So the girl they were all black, correct?
Yeah. Okay. So the girl with him was Ethiopian as well. Okay. And Jada's Dominican.
Not Dominican?
Not Dominican. She's Dominican.
What's that?
That's a completely different island. That's somewhere I heard there's a population like 700,000 people there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
I am. She educates everybody every time you talk about it.
I'm not Dominican.
Not Dominican, Dominican.
Gotcha.
And of course myself, Dominican. Haitian. Whoop whoop.
Wait, that sounds familiar. Dominican. Anyway, keep going.
Gonna look it up. So then it's the 3 of us.
Yeah.
So then he stands up and he goes, ladies, it's okay. You guys were just cursed with bad hair. It's not your fault that your hair doesn't go long like white women. It's okay that your hair gets really nasty when you get into the water.
What?
So I look up and
what kind of black man is he?
Well, you said repeat that?
What kind of black man is he? He sounds like Ben Carson, maybe.
I was trying to fit. I look up to see if he was joking. I seriously looked up and I was just like, nah, he's joking. I had to see if he was gonna laugh. And then he started getting angry. And then the girl next to him smacks him literally smacks him, and then they start arguing. I was like, oh, this is real. Like, this is not a joke. Oh, this is real. He's really upset. And then he was like, oh, I don't understand. You always get upset every time I say this. You do. You have bad hair. You have bad hair. So what? And then he walks out.
Bad hair?
That's what he says.
Let me tell you something. For all the black women listening, I want you to know that there's a reason why your hair grows up towards the heavens and not towards the ground. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yes. That's
because going to college, I went to a predominantly white high school, and I'm half black, half white. And to be honest, I didn't even know what racism was until I was in the 5th grade or 4th grade.
Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
But it always bothered me that some of my black friends felt like insecure. Like, they always had to have a weave. They always had to have a wig. They always had to do something with their hair all the time. And they weren't feeling good about it. And it's like, especially now, I feel like people are owning their natural hair. But, like, they used to feel very insecure about it. So I used to tell them, I mean, I'm not saying I'm the reason, but I used to tell them there's a reason why your hair grows up towards the heavens and not towards the ground where it's all dirty. Just know that.
I've never heard that before.
Just know that.
Up towards the heavens. Yes,
up towards
God.
the heavens.
And it's so sad to say from your own people on your own team.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, you're an African-American man and you're telling women of your descent they have bad hair.
You should be building women up. Especially in today's world. You need to be building women up.
Like, and then after that, he goes on. My favorite part is that he continues on to talk about how us black people need to unite and we need to come together because we can overthrow everything. We're powerful. We made this country, so on and so forth.
But then he wants to dish y'all on your hair.
Look, that did not make any sense
to me. Doesn't make any sense to me.
That's exactly why I remained quiet the whole time.
Next case.
What was that?
What, me?
Yeah.
Have you seen Queen's Court? With Kaya? It's not no more, but when Kaya was like done talking about a topic, she'd go, next case!
Next.
Every time like I get tired of talking about something, I just go, next case! Or after you throw shade, that's also a great time. It's like you throw shade, it's like, anyway, next case!
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, keep using that one.
Okay,
I like that.
I got you.
Okay, moving on. I remained quiet the whole night. Then I'm eating his fries because he offered me his fries. So I ate his whole entire bowl of fries. I ate all of it. I was really hungry.
Don't tell me he came back.
He came back.
Oh, he got mad that you ate his fries?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
He came back.
I would be mad.
You would think he'd be concerned about fries right now. He sees 3 black women. He's ready to like.
Oh, he's scared. He's shook.
He's ready.
One
for
black
war.
woman would scare the shit out of you. 3?
And you had the nerve to say something about a black woman's hair in front of 3 black women that you invited over to sit. You ain't worried about fries.
Yeah.
Right? But he continues that he sits down and he sits next to us and he continues to argue with Jada. And me and the girl next to him is just eating away. It gets really quiet. I'm like, can I just say something? He goes, oh, so now you want to talk? I was like...
He was just disrespectful.
Like 2 hours of arguing, I didn't say anything. Now I want to talk. I was like, yeah, now I want to talk. And then I was like, let me ask you a question. I listened to you from the beginning of the conversation talk about how black women hair is disgusting and you put us down for our hair. And then you proceed and continue to talk about how we all need to unite and how we can overthrow and we're lazy and we need to stop being victims.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you expect us to come together if the people on our team are bashing us?
Yeah.
The people on our team are saying the same thing that the enemies are saying. Like, how do you expect us to come together?
Yeah.
It's like a mom telling their kid, honey, come on, go out. You can do whatever you want. But as the kid comes home, you'll never amount to anything. You're a piece of shit.
Yep. It doesn't make... He was like contradicting what he was saying.
Exactly. Like, which one would stick more? And he was like, oh, I never thought about that.
Well, maybe you should have, because that doesn't make any sense. This is like, you know how a lot of black women get upset when black men go outside of their race. They get upset that they're not dating black women, which I mean, men can date whoever they want. I disagree with that. But I will say, it's like support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he shouldn't be talking down, because that's why a lot of black women do feel insecure, because it's like, oh, you don't like me because of my hair. Like, you'd rather be with a white woman because of, like, you think that's beautiful? Like, who are you to define what is beautiful and what is not?
And that's what he said. He said he'd rather be with a white woman because he'd rather be with someone where if she gets into the pool, she can come out and her hair will look the same. That's what he said.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. For one, not all black women have issues going in the pool and coming out and their hair being different. I mean, poofy or whatever he may think. But it just for him to even say that, to show that he's not supportive, that's like when you have a white person that says that they're against racism, but when they hear racism, they don't say anything about it. Yeah. Like, you're disrespecting your own kind, but thankfully you guys said something about it, and you guys didn't just, like, let it slide.
Like, the funny thing is, I remain quiet. This is where I have to pick and choose your battles.
Oh, yeah.
And I know certain battles where a man can stand in front of 3 black women and say that blatantly in front of a bunch. Mind you, the whole entire crowd around us was white, and we're basically the only black people, and you can stand up and say that about the people on your team. Yeah. You don't fight that. You do not say anything.
There's just, like, no support.
Exactly. And as the ladies were arguing with him, I was just thinking, no, you shouldn't. Like, you just shouldn't waste your breath. You shouldn't waste your energy on certain arguments. What you should do is just educate. Like what he said, wow, I never thought about that. Yeah. What do you mean you never thought about that? What I said to him, I was like, well, honey, next time you need to use your brain. You really have to think before you say things. Mm-hmm. You can't say this in a room full of white people. Yep. And we're the only black people here. Yep. So this is where...
How are you going to be against your own kind, though? I hate that stuff. Your own
kind?
Yeah.
That's where I didn't even
I just want to know what he thinks about his mom. That's what I want to know.
Exactly. And I asked him that. I was like, so when you have kids, what are you going to say? Because the things coming out of you are going to look like you. And their hair is not going to be long and, like, watery sway. Yeah. And he was just, like, looking at me. I was like, you just have to think sometimes. Just think.
Yes, please think.
Like, that's it.
And men, if you're listening to this, you need to make sure that you are supporting women. At least, like, I mean, you don't have to be, it's not that about, like, being attracted to them. It's just building people up. And, like, everyone is beautiful. Just because physically, okay, everyone has different types and people are attracted to different people. But if they're not to your level of being attractive, if you don't think that they're attractive, exactly, that doesn't mean that their soul's not attractive. It doesn't mean that their insides, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
thank you.
There's always someone for somebody. I always say that. And I hate when it comes to, like, looks and it comes to that, because it shouldn't even be about that. He should not even say anything, because it should be about people's soul. So if he's saying that you're ugly based on your hair, what does it say about his soul? Because he might be great on the outside, because clearly he's an asshole.
And that's what I always tell people. What is your heart like?
Yeah, what is your heart like?
When
you go in the water, how does that come out? I just want to know, because it sounds like you need to be baptized, and it sounds like the only water you need to be coming out of is holy water.
Jesus.
I don't know what his name is, Mr. Ethiopia 2018.
Jesus.
But he needs to get it together.
Yes, Jesus.
Get it together.
Now, this is why I like how God sets certain things up, especially with this being the topic. Yeah. Conflict, and this just happened to me this past weekend. What else happened in life with conflict? Blair, tell me a story about you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have a couple situations. You know me, I don't like drama, and I'd rather talk things out and just get it off the table and to be done with it. Yep. But there was a situation with one of my roommates. So what happened was someone went in her room without asking. Oh. And we had a couple guests because Coachella was going on. And, she texted me and said, hey, like, did you go in my room or anything? So I got offended because I was covering an event all night. Okay. And I was like, no. And at first, she didn't even just ask. She was just like, bitch, did you go in my room? She made it sound like a joke. Okay. But, like, I feel like when something like that and someone's going through your stuff, like, and we knew that someone was going through her stuff because someone opened up, like, a sample cologne that she was having her boyfriend try. Like, yes. Like,
who are these people that were staying at your home?
It might not even been them.
Oh, okay.
But we don't know who it was.
Okay.
I think I know who it is, but that's not the point. Like, it's not the point.
Okay.
So anyway, I was, like, letting her know, like, yo, no, it wasn't me. And, like, that's kind of rude. Like, next time, just ask me. Or just the way that she came off, like, it's not a joke, like, something that's very serious.
Absolutely.
And why are you only texting me about it? Why are you making it to a group chat saying, hey, do you guys know if anyone went in my room? Or, like, hey, you guys, like, I don't care if people use my bathroom, but like, let me know. You know what I'm saying?
She didn't ask anybody else?
No, she just asked me. And so I was just like...
And how did you find that out?
Because she only texted me. She texted me at night. Because me and her had been hanging out.
Yeah.
And at first I thought that she was talking about right after we hung out, but she was talking about earlier in the day. Even more, it didn't make any more sense because I was gone all night for an event. So anyway... So that was, I told her to write it in the group text. The next day, I saw someone use her bathroom without asking. It was one of the guests. our guest. And I was like, hey, just to let you know, so-and-so used your bathroom. I just want you to know because, you texted me and I want you to know, like, just like, I would make the group text ASAP so people know. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, okay. The next day she makes, I think it was 2 days after that, she makes a group text saying, hey, like, everyone, please don't use the bath. Like, let me know first. And someone's been using my bathroom. And then I wrote, and also, like, if you think that someone's using your stuff, like, just write it to the group chat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, then she, like, texted everyone and made it seem like I was throwing shade at her, which it wasn't shade. I was just saying for everyone, like, if you think that someone used your stuff, because it's happened more than once. Like,
you
let
said
everyone
that, yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But she took it as shade, so she texted everyone and was like, "Hey, like, I don't know what Blair's like trying to." Yeah, she was like,
Oh,
she took everything out of context.
Oh,
and so I got home and we had a conversation, and then we were like both like raising our voices. It just became, and I was like, I'm not gonna argue with you, bro.
Yeah,
like this is so dumb. And she was like, well, you accused them, like I accused you, but you accused them. I said, no, I was letting you know to make the group text early because people were still using your things, bro.
Yeah, right.
That was my point. You know what I'm saying? So she just wasn't understanding where I was coming from, and I guess technically I wasn't understanding where she was coming from. But the point is that we resolved it after later that night we had a conversation. And even when people are saying things like, she was like trying to throw digs at me, like going like, and it's just like I don't have time for that. For one, I can throw shade better than you. And
yes, honey.
And we're good now. I'm only speaking on this
of
from
course.
like how I was thinking then. But we pretty much just resolved it. But when people are throwing digs, when you get in an argument about something, and how sometimes people will bring up old stuff or other things to like tear you down, to like it starts to put you down.
Yeah.
That's like something that I like cannot tolerate, because I just won't have a conversation with you because you're bringing up old stuff.
Well, that also stems from because that's old stuff that hasn't been resolved in their mind.
Yeah.
Although it's resolved in your mind, in their mind, they're just like, oh, I can't wait for next time we argue because I'm about to bring all of that up.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, be mindful of conflict, where it's like,
yes, you have
people
to be mindful.
waste time thinking about these things.
And you have to understand too, my biggest thing was that people are so, even though you're getting older, some people are still stuck in that mind frame of conflict, and that even though they're not in it to resolve the conflict, they kind of just like keep it going.
Yes,
they want to keep putting wood in the fire. And as a grown ass person, you need to put the fire out.
Sometimes it's just like, let it go.
Sometimes it's like if they want to keep building the fire, it's like you just have to throw the water on it, and either you have to get rid of them out of your life, have a conversation with them, and let them know like, this is what's going to happen if we don't fix this, or if you're not going to change and just resolve the issue, we can't hang out.
And you see, this is exactly why I have him as a co-host. Because he uses his brain. He thinks. I don't even have to talk because he knows exactly what to say. That's exactly. I love that fire. Like that whole parable with the fire. Ooh, nice one.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's just like, I've had issues with my own family because of this. There's a time where me and my dad, we didn't get along. There was a time where me and him didn't have a relationship for 6 years, I think. And even now, me and him can be in a room together and we get along and we text back and forth.
Yeah.
Sometimes my dad likes to like start conflicts, and it's like, I can't.
Honestly.
And it's not even, and not necessarily even with me.
Yeah.
He'll start conflicts with other people, and it's just something I just don't want to be around. You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to the whole thing with conflict and everything, it also, what I had to realize, especially with myself, although this situation did take a toll on my life this whole weekend, I allow it to pierce beneath my skin, and nothing normally pierced beneath me. So the friends around me that is in California knew what I meant. So normally what happens is that what you have to think is it has nothing to do with you. No matter what, like whatever the person is saying to you, trying to come to you or whatever, it comes from internal. It's something that they're dealing with, but they don't know how to deal with it. So the only way they know how to deal with it is to lash out. Because it's all the anger. And the thing is that unless people know how to control their anger, there's a difference between controlling and suppressing your anger. Like there are times I suppress my anger. And I do catch myself when I'm like, all right, I have to either go running or do something to let this anger out, because if someone says something to me, it's going to lash out. And then there's a difference between like, you really got to learn to control your anger. Like you really have to learn where, like you said, putting a fire out. Learn what controls your tick. What gives you a tick? Because
you don't want to be around people who are going to make you angry all the time.
Exactly.
Because obviously they're like, they have a negative impact on your life. See, my thing is, I love working out. Not only like if I do feel angry, I don't usually feel angry, but if I do have that, like, you know, like, oh my God, I can't take it. Like, I can't take this right now. Yeah. I work out, or if I feel stressed, like I work out every day, and like that's like my biggest stress reliever. And like, you're getting healthy, you know, you're building your mind too, because like,
talk about getting
it's
healthy.
It's positivity. Yes, she lost so much weight, y'all. She's looking good in here. Oh, and it's just one of those things. I had a really toxic friendship last year, and it was one of the hardest things to like. I had to like get away. And
that's interesting. You're like literally the fifth or sixth person to tell me they had a toxic friendship. This
dude was my brother. Like, we did everything together. Like, anytime any of us were sick, because we also went to college together. We were friends in high school, and like we did all schools together, but we also went to college together. Like, if he was sick, he'd be like, "Yo, can you bring me to the hospital?" Like, we were very close. We told each other everything.
Okay.
And it came to a point last year. He kind of changed a lot. It was just too much.
Did you ever try to find out if it was like internal?
There were a lot of signs from other people that he wasn't like secure with himself,
and that's what it is.
And sometimes when you're with someone that is like, because I was in media and stuff, so I mean, I'm on air, so it's like I get attention, but not because I'm like desiring attention. It's because this is what I do.
Yeah.
And I think he I don't want to say jealous, but like, he wanted the same attention. He wanted to be. So when I got my ears pierced, he got his ears pierced not too long after. He was shopping at the same stores as me, and people were telling me
he was one of those. Where he was semi jealous of you, but not really.
I would say kind of more envious of like the people around me, and so people were telling me, but I just ignored. I'm like, you guys, like, quit. And
because that's your friend.
People would say it to him and be like, "Oh, you're doing this because Blair's doing it," and I'd just feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it came to a point last year where it's like, I don't know if he just didn't want to hang out with me anymore because of all this or what happened, but I just told him, like, we can't do this. Like, I can't be friends anymore.
So this is where, of course, Dr. Q come in. Like, listening to this story, just listening to this is where I'm going to play the devil's.
This is therapy.
I'm about to play the devil's advocate, you guys.
Yeah.
Listening to the story of the other friends that are, like, poking on your other friends, saying, oh, you're doing this because Blair's doing this.
Yeah.
Like, although he may not have been doing it because you were doing it, he really just probably...
He might have just been inspired, though.
Yeah,
like oh, Blair's rocking this out there. I'm going to go check it out.
Like you said, he saw you as a brother. I have a sister where if I do things, she does the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, but what happens with society is that society doesn't see it that way. Kids
it's
are
like, oh, you're
evil.
copying. Yeah.
Kids are evil. That's what builds a little hole in the soul, and then it just grows. It gets bigger and bigger, and that's where you have the deep black hole, and everyone becomes evil.
Yeah, and me and him are cool now. We're on good terms. We're not friends. I don't think we would classify as friends, but we're cool.
Absolutely.
So it's just one of those things when people, and there's so much more to the story, but it just became toxic.
I'm telling you.
And you just have to get people who are negative and are just want to put you down and want to see you lose. You know, or this is my issue with that, was that he was like acting like he wanted me to win, but he wanted me to lose.
There's a lot of those people, and it says in the Bible, you guys. I'm gonna keep quoting the Bible sometimes.
Oh, that's okay.
It says in the Bible, you guys, like, you can't tell everybody your stories. Like,
no.
Even Jesus didn't take everybody into the room. He had 12 disciples, and he will take 2 of his disciples into a room.
Yep, that's how I am now. I don't tell people everything.
You can have 12 friends.
Yeah.
Not
I'll tell
all
my
of them
roommates
need to
or
know
like my
everything.
mom things that are happening or about to happen.
Exactly.
But if you make announcements and stuff, people will really do anything they can to kind of stop your shine.
Not everyone's rooting for you.
Not everyone's rooting for you.
Not everyone's rooting for you.
And I always wait until, if you hear news, wait until it actually happens. Like,
yes.
if you,
my mom used to tell me that.
If someone says, we're going to book you for a show, wait until the first episode.
Yes.
Wait until you shoot that first
episode.
If you're about to get hired and someone says, yo, we're going to hire you, wait until you have that interview and you sign that contract, because just because they say that, you start bragging that you're about to get a job and then you don't get the job or something happens, you're going to look stupid.
And it's that bragging. Stop bragging.
It's like, it's bragging.
Stop bragging.
There's things that come out of bragging. There's things that come out of accomplishment. When you got that job, you accomplished it. You got the job.
Hallelujah.
You know what I'm saying?
What happens is that what I tell everybody in general is everybody is fighting their own internal battle. Everyone is upset for their own self.
Yep.
So when someone comes at you about something that you probably are like, what are you talking about? And then you start to feed that fire.
Yeah.
Literally, you have to stop and think and really think and say, this has nothing to do with me.
Yep.
You can walk away, or you could just stop and let the person let their anger out and then just stay quiet. How much you in the bet if you stay quiet? After they finish yelling, they will have nothing else to say.
Yep.
They finish getting
and
their
if
anger
you're
out.
And if you're feeling like someone that might be that wants to start conflict, or you just, it's not that you're intentionally trying to start conflict, it's that you just like you're like tired of what's going on. You're tired of your roommate not cleaning their part of the bathroom. You're tired of them being loud, and like you've told them millions of times to stop. You're tired of them opening up your mail. You know what I'm saying? You need to call the police. But you just have to take a breath. You got to figure out why you're upset.
Yeah.
I tell my friends this too when it comes to not being jealous of other people, but let's say if you're an actor here in LA.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm so happy I'm not an actor, because all these actors get really upset when they see their friends booking roles.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out, you shouldn't be upset. When I see my friends that are reporters getting things, it only pushes me.
But that's you. Think about all the other reporters we see on the red carpet.
Yeah, exactly.
Not all of them are rooting for us.
Exactly. And there's times, I have so many stories of the red carpet. I've had people say that I was trying to steal their interviews. I've had, I ain't trying to do nothing. I write my own ish, okay?
Right?
When you're getting invited to the CW building to invite celebrities, call me though.
Call me.
Then you can give me advice and tell me what I'm doing is not right. But anyway,
continue on to your track story.
But my point is that if you're feeling that you're the person that's there's a conflict and you're scared to start it, don't come with it as an angry person. Take a few minutes, think about what it is, come up with a plan to let the person know who you have an issue with, so it's not coming off as being like angry. So it's just like you're trying to explain because you're just tired and you just don't know how to deal with it anymore.
Absolutely.
So just make a plan, and we want to help you guys figure out if you guys have conflict. So we came up with a few ways. Q, tell them.
So as everybody knows, if you go on my website, every Monday I post up this week's lesson, and this week's lesson leads to this week's podcast. My Caribbean accent comes out here and there, you guys, and my friends call it do not. They will all start laughing right now if they are listening to this. Like Blair is literally on the floor dying laughing.
I just didn't understand what was that podcast. I forgot. My bad.
I'm Haitian.
Yes, you're Haitian.
Haitian.
Hey, Haitian persuasion.
So what I normally do every Monday, I post up this week's lesson, and this week's lesson was be mindful of conflict. So name one person with whom you have a power conflict and write an extensive description of the nature of that struggle without assigning blame. Only describe your own issues. Your goal is to be mindful that remaining in conflict is a choice.
Yes.
It's a choice.
So if you want to write this, you can, write it on your own to figure out your conflict, or write it on Q's podcast, article. Let us know what you're going through, because we want to see how you resolve it. And we just want to hear different stories of how, your conflicts.
Absolutely.
We like hearing your guys' stories.
I do like hearing your story. Let me know. And Blair will definitely be reading as well.
I will.
Let us know.
And Q always updates me, so.
As you guys know, I'm your girl Q.
I'm Blair. Make sure you follow us on social media too. Like, come on now.
Follow us on Q Talks.
Yes.
At QUI Talks, TALKS.
Yes, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that good stuff at I am Blair T.
I am Blair T.
I am Blair T. I'm Blair Thompson, y'all. That's my name. Someone's like, I am Blart. No. I am Blair T.
When I saw that, I honestly
thought it was I am Blart?
I am Blart. And then I realized the capital T. And I was like, Thompson, duh. I know him.
That's me. Yep, that's me.
All right, see you guys every Friday at 12 p.m. Catch us on our podcast.
See you guys soon.